Dire team pick.
With that, Squadron back full strength. Goes here, but they still respect Ben the Meeple very much. But hey, Pavaga just go to the other strat.
10 seconds.
Void in drafting line.
Just who will die?
That's before we head into that a little bit further though, quick reminder about our sponsor Loot.bet and the promo code. Promo code LEAGUE, L-E-A-G. You get a deposit bonus about 200 euros and also to help win one away. So go ahead and check that out over on that site. But for now, game 2. What do you expect from this one?
5 seconds.
Sorry, I was drifting off there a little bit.
Okay.
I completely missed what you were saying. I think it's time to.
I was just.
Anyway.
I must have forgotten about my medication. Actually, thanks for the reminder.
Sure, that was my intention.
You're so thoughtful.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
I'm very helpful.
Anyway, I am glad to see Pavaga back at it again with the Crystal Maiden Faceless Void, and that's what I was thinking about, is that one of the better answers to Faceless Void, especially with damage from outside Chrono as well, say with an Ancient Apparition, which they're likely to pick up next, if they get it, is a Shadow Demon. But since Shadow Demon is permanently banned these days, this makes the Faceless Void CM combo a lot more viable. And
game at least, there's already the Vengeful Spirit for the Vega Squadron. You do have the option to swap out whatever target is caught inside the Chrono.
This makes the Faceless Void CM combo. Yeah, and that's the pro tip here as well, ladies and gentlemen. Swap out the not the Void. He just runs back.
Dire should pick now. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. It's Radiant's turn to ban.
Ember Spirit.
Never a doubt in my mind. It's Dire's turn to ban. See? They came back. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. It's Dire's turn to pick. It's Radiant's turn to pick.
Bristleback!
Choose your hero. Did they disconnect or get disconnected? Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
Crystal making nukes, so like Crystal Nova, of course, enough to ignite people. Then good Aaron also hanging around up top here just to say, hey, can't get this bounty rune.
At last, Jax.
He's gonna miss out on blocking.
Final
Same
battle
time, Misha. Alright, he got it. The Endless Cure 1, and I guess
Oh, that is so unlucky.
cancel the salve. Misha? Well,
He might pay for his tricks. Well, actually, the CM can't trade with him.
I mean, this ton of mangoes that both tangos. He has a bunch of health regions to work with, so it can stay in lane for a little bit longer, I guess. Castle. Mention a few extra tangos. Interesting exchange up top. Overall, I believe 2 for 2 bounty runes.
Yeah, but this is not the laning matchup that Vega wanted necessarily. I guess they're still fine with having the Bristle opposite the Brewmaster. The Brew is not going to be happy about that regardless. But it does mean that they have Last Hero on his own against this Faceless Void. And Sobad's actually coming in to harass a bit. Instead
So
of...
jungle creeps farm ahead, right?
Well, yeah, but he could have been ready right now. One of the things that you can do is block up enemy jungle camps with those creeps. So, for example, Simon, who wants to pull right now, doesn't get to pull, and you're at the ready on the other side to deny more and then to start your farm. And right now, he is just actually laning.
All too successfully, I look. Ryo still very healthy at the pulls happening. Now he's rotating back to the side jungle, so it's not sticking around to try and interrupt pull through, which is going to Alright.
At the very least, Vega's lanes are off to a good start. They have DM being really happy in the top lane so far. And of course, TPK Now, this is much more a GPK hero than even the Tinker from last game. This is much more what Vega is used to working with as well. This bursty action hero on the mid lane, or his individual skill can really make a difference.
Timely stun from Misha, but that's a lot of damage in return. DM has one more quill in him. Try to find the rain. That wasn't enough damage though with the brew, clap, and the Crystal Nova, even all level 1. Watch out for that. Even another stun though on Brewmaster. Turns around Cinnabrew. I think he decided to his fate. The first one has been drawn the other way. Misha taken out. A couple more right clicks. Stick just slowed on the other way. Another stun for Durara. DM might find a second one here. Stick for Durara keeps it safe, so forcing DM to dive a little bit further. But no big problem with that. 2 kills for him. So big extend.
A really strong decision making from Vega there, deciding to go in again immediately, even though DM wasn't actually healed up yet. He knew that his target was going to get away if he took that more time. So yeah, I imagine we're going to see more smart use of regen on this top lane, unless DM is going to regen by just going back to base. And Misha actually rotated mid.
Wow,
Ooh, it's low.
Hang on, super low. There's not a whole lot he can do here, so he's gonna have to, I guess, deny himself to something. He's not walking back home. Being done in turn to as well. It's a little bit annoying to have to play against. He never talks as a melee hero, but in fact, you're putting extra points on poison attack. It's also very interesting. DM up top still gets the kill. Oh my god, Kazel. Really guessing wrongly because now he gets to heal up 6, 5, 4, so quill stacks go down. DM's still alive. Plenty of tangos, ring of region.
Yeah, he just chipped himself in a new badge. And so far so good for the Vega laning stage. Even last year is doing decently on his bot lane. Like, he can't threaten bio at all. But in this case, if you pick up an Enigma, that's not really necessary because the Enigma is just going to pull the wave back, you get to farm.
So much
Simon
more out
gets
of the map
to
right now.
bother the Enigma, although he might get hit if he comes too close. The Enigma is also level 4, he's only level 2.
Okay, despite everything, he's still ahead of Ergon right now. So this last close jungle creeps. Up top, Durara also low again. Kazel, same thing. Trying to maybe make a play in Misha, but here's Big Charles Kazel as well. But he's not getting to use them. Ooh, it's just going from bad to worse. TP, but Crystal Nova level 2 even not enough. And then DM goes in, there's another Mango into stun. This could be another dead hero. Oh, is it? He gets a nuke, but not the bounty rune. So
really great stuff from DM here, by the way. You can really see that he enjoys playing this super annoying. But he also plays the Venomancer, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He is really good at pressing his advantage.
It's a very annoying hero to deal with in lane, that's what I'm sure. The question is, how well can you stay ahead of the curve? You need to be this. Basically, need to be this guy that is in the front lines that can't ignore because he does too much damage for that phase in the game. But you can't kill him either because if he finds that sweet spot, that's gonna be where Bristleback wins.
It's going to be hard against the Viper then.
Yeah.
You still deal a lot of the damage, but you're really not that tanky anymore once you're standing in that break level.
And here's a fortification from Radiant.
Yeah, stay away from me as long as it's mana. He's always gonna have mana. It's full on Soul Ring right now. He's actually, in fact, he's just fighting Durara. No way to slow him down. No Frostbite just yet. The tower. It's not gonna help too much here. I don't think. Well, maybe the TP in from Ergon. He's straight at TP, so no way to cancel that.
He might wish that he'd gone back to base though. He's only on half health right now, and there's no courier available this time. The headdress is going to bot, where last hero and Sobat are actually making an attempt on this tower with the catapult wave.
Quite nicely, Pio. Time off here. Able to undo some of this damage. Of course, he gets 2 bashes in a row on these freaking Eidolons. What the hell? It's not okay.
The Eidolons deserve it, they're annoying.
Yeah, but no, other people play Faceless Void, you hit the target 5 times and do it with a single bat.
Oh yeah. Is this Shade? Is this Kip's Void Shade?
I mean, I've been in that same position, so not really. As the Chronosphere comes out trying to save Simon, I know until you do so. It's also caught the towers and no extra hits coming through, that's a bit of a waste. No damage inside the Chronosphere Empire. Well, we'll have Simon available, so he's fine, but there's a new full set of Eidolons. It's so obnoxious, I mean, Sal's actually gonna go down, despite the extra Frost Shield. Simon, oh, away again, didn't he? Alright, this bottom lane is officially lost as well.
Well, Vega really leveraging these matchups here. I can see why they were just fine with the Bristleback going top. And there's already a ward behind mid as well, so they are definitely not going to stop the momentum at this bot tower.
We'll find so bad kinda low here. Procs the ultimate, should be able to finish him off by himself. That being said, Knight with the bit of extra help from the Heavenly Grace, purification already used.
And over here.
More right things than just lift up the annoying hero. That ultimate lost gonna last forever. Castle needs to get in range for a right click here. Oh, a clap. Oh, it doesn't get it.
Oh, and that
He
crit was
baited
not
himself
big enough.
in. The heal comes off cooldown. Now Castle, he's just meditation. He's regretting his decisions right now.
No, this is just fine. I'm sure.
4 people down here, guys. Creating space, I swear. As Viper dies solo to PPK. I'm not sure about this one, kids.
It
different.
seems that Vega is pretty irritated that Pavaga took so long to win last game. Come on, guys. We couldn't do anything since minute 25 and you made us wait that long?
They have some.
How about we show you how it's done? Well, let's see if they can keep this momentum, because I am really liking how strong they made the lanes here. But yeah, the Viper versus Bristle problem is still there. Faceless Void plus the teamfight ultimates is also going to be a big problem still. It's just a question of how much is Pio going to risk coming into this fight to deploy the Chrono as opposed to sitting safely in the jungle farming. I think his team needs him.
Second Wraith Bands, on BKB, all of that queued up already, so here's his plan laid out. Without these supports actually having levels, there's not a lot of damage that you have inside the front. Viper doesn't even have a point in Viper Strike just yet. It'll be a little while until they get going.
But everyone's there.
Radiant's top tower.
We bounce runes, good wave, Vega. Oh, they got all 4, so that the one extra one up top. Despite this heavy presence from Pavaga, so it's actually a bit of a disaster.
I mean, a bit of a disaster. 7k, 8k lead. The end of the laning stage.
That is not.
So bad is ahead of Pio. I imagine most of the supports have, yeah, both of them have their tomes coming in right now. So there's, oh no, it's Simon. I mean, he's level 3. He's level 3. Poor man.
Well, this level 6 on CMs. Went to.
And she did not actually skill her ult there. Of course, that's about, like, that's all a question of style. Crystal Maiden has a lot of mana, but the ult is still 200 mana as well. That's almost half of her pool.
I mean, you have a lot of mana region, but not the biggest mana pool, actually.
And
At all times, so let's itemize a little bit for it. At this point, it might be better to just press an extra Crystal Nova rather than having that ultimate, which might well be cancelled by death.
it does mean that right now they have 0 synergy with the Chronosphere though. There's only this Viper.
Chronosphere is not really scary at all.
The Viper's being absolutely murdered by the Ember Spirit.
Radiant just fortified.
Basically means that Vega Squadron The whole map's oyster, they can do whatever they want, and it's gonna be tough for Pavaga to punish them. He's down bottom. Just trying to sneak some experience, hoping to God that they don't check trees. Now the fear over. Also Enigma, maybe they can never get this kill. A little bit of first damage being done, Nemo in the back. Castle being interrupted. So bad, and will be looked down by Jurara. On the front lines, as Jurara, he did get that ultimate here, and with the break, he doesn't have the prism back. He's actually dead. That is a super important kill to get. GPK now has to be on the run. Short range remnant here, and that was the last of them. Castle still potentially able to chase. There's another lift, but he can't get in range for that. Instead, they see Misha. A little bit of a hero dangling in front of their face, making sure that GPK can get out, but do we
This is why I
them
really
again?
wanted to see.
Is that what happened?
They're still 6k ahead.
Great. Almost 2k goals.
I do think it was a little bit overzealous of them to go for that bot tower while showing people on other lanes.
Dire was too scared of Radiant's
You could see that
tower.
even if GPK came in, there was not going to be an Omni Knight there for.
Whistleback, I mean, he's got a very good lane, but again, that break is a hard counter. All you need to do is keep him inside of it, and they do. Again, with the Frostbite, defensive swap there. This Dimensional Spirit is there in time. DM will be able to walk away. Has another crab here, so at least they get Misha. GPK also very slow with that Remnant. The Chronosphere catches everybody last year on the outside, but there's a Chain Frost bouncing through. Plenty of magic damage even through that ultimate there from the Omni Knight, and Cup's gonna bring him down too. What the hell is going on here?
Well, this is definitely a throw now. Just saying.
I mean,
It's they are still 6k ahead, but especially losing GPK there is very, very damaging to just their momentum overall. And I think they really underestimated, because the supports were so poor, right? They really underestimated the strength that Pavaga was going to have at the moment where those ultimates came online. And this was the first Chronosphere, as I was wondering, is Pio going to be showing up, comboing with his support's ultimates, and yes he was. So I'm hoping to see some more involvement and some more Chronospheres from him.
best thing is they were even able to layer them. So in the bottom fight they used that Brewmaster ultimate, not the others. They used that combo with the Chronosphere and the Lich ultimate which came up. He's now caught up, level 7, almost 8. All of that. So that's also super useful, not just the gold change, but also the experience on these.
So bad.
You
stripping
rapidly
away
catch
this
up.
bottom tower.
Hey, Chronosphere still cooldown. Cross back in 15, but already have Brewmaster available if he has them out.
Yeah, they do have some special requirements here for taking the fights. For example, if the Bristleback is in the fight, the Viper also always needs to be there. If the Ember is there, you want the Void to be around, etc. So they do have to make sure that they put their heroes on the right sides of the map so that when the fight breaks out, you have the correct combinations. And by the way, this Crystal Maiden and her Frostbite are proving invaluable for just holding the Bristleback in that pool of break.
Look at Viper's build too, Ergon, he went for the Veil for the score. They're just itemizing as well around their synergy, around their... Because they realize that's actually a huge... That's the only power spike that they have available.
And nobody in this game is going to be scaling on right clicks as much as Pio. And actually on the side of Vega Squadron, there isn't really a strong right clicker at all. Bristleback starts to hurt eventually, but that's not the same as a proper hard carry.
He's never gonna... He's a strength hero, so he's never really gonna have to go with it. He's just very susceptible. So many slows, even through BKB with the Viper Strike. You just put that on him and just try and kill everybody else. Or just focus him down with the Break. Thing that he can protect himself with once he gets a BKB.
Either works.
It's not gonna be one of these things where if it goes super late, that Vega have an easy time executing, no matter the level of farm or...
Last year I got caught on top lane. He is a very hard target to bring down though. Omni Knight can basically walk out of anything. You know, you call Bristleback annoying. I think Omni Knight is just one of the worst things in the game. It's infuriating.
You can't lock him down because of only Grace.
And he's not even turning around or juking you, stunning you, evading you, whatever. He just presses his spells on himself and then he waddles away. And I'm like, oh, hail the omniscience! That is obnoxious as hell.
Hurt, I'm running away.
Yeah, hurt, don't catch me, hurt.
Let's fight against one. I think that might be able to kill him.
He is slightly dead there, and oh man, last hero, you know? No herder omniscience for you this time, buddy.
Well, the prerequisite
there's
is,
a tip.
You said it, right?
Goodbye.
Yes, he presses his buttons on him, we didn't get a chance this time. So that was what could have been at least more or less an overcommitment or costly in the way of the ultimates that they use. Turned out pretty well because they get not just 1 but 2 kills and the tower. And hey, guess what? That gold advantage still at 6k. But what that means is that Vega was unable to build on that.
Yep.
They stopped. They stopped accelerating.
And the gold lead gets worth less as you go further into the game. And of course it's also dependent on your heroes. When you have lane winners like a Bristleback, and when you've invested time in putting this Enigma into the jungle, then that gold lead is something that you're supposed to have. So it's less valuable as a result. That Bristleback does not scale as well as someone else, although Castle.
There is with the black hole as well. Again, he didn't have his own ultimate available, so it's...
Ergan is happy to see the black hole used there. I mean, that is Vega's big teamfight ultimate, and now if the Radiant wants to fight again, they have the chrono spare up, they have their support ultimates available, see him in about 15 seconds, they can go again.
Ooh, 20 seconds death, but... But also not too far away. He has Blink Dagger to go there, plus the lads. So Lumas can even be helpful in the middle of a team fight without that ultimate.
You're still
helping to buff up the pace of Void a little bit. Ooh, what does he have? Still has some room to go, but he's getting there. Well, they're very valuable for the pace of Void for the attack speed because, of course, you buff up, or you get more time ups.
One of those heroes that scales ridiculously well with attack speed, and he's got a lot of protection on his team, a lot of ways to keep enemies off him, so he is going to be just fine man-fighting some of these Vega here.
By the way, what's up with this talent choice for Void at level 10? That's 12 strength, which is what, 240 health or plus 15 damage? What?
I mean, I guess it's just bait.
Anyway, it's so bad. He's so dead, maybe? Not just yet. He does have to have a grace on him, so they transfer over to the Omni Knight last year. Actually a lot more important, but there's a bit of spam going on. They're fighting up the high ground into the shrine. It's not the best idea here, Pavaga. But maybe. Can he get this back on the side? He wants that side of the break though. Girara, very, very low, so they should be able to bring him down. Last year with the extra heal bomb, Carlo. That ultimate not really as effective as but wanted to be. So now, Pavaga on the run, Carlo. Out, and that's... yeah, basically out. Wait, stop it. Pavaga cut their losses.
They thought they could get a quick little pick off there before the runes, but instead they get caught in this very narrow alley where GP did a ton of damage.
Choke point fighting. They're actually going for the Roshan. They have the bench, have plenty of minus on with the damage also they will do, so. Quick one. Aegis. 4 GPK, his Maelstrom, phase drums, see, level 15. He could do some damage actually.
Yep, and this is much more what Vega were supposed to look like. If you're on a snowball lineup, especially when they can't take towers, you always want Aegis. And they've got their sights on bio, he's rooted.
Speed, swap back. Let's go time off, but not across the tree line here. Frost Shield will give you safe now. The Eternal Chronosphere, but he can't stick around. Bit of damage being done, but not enough to actually get any kills. Maybe. Oh, okay, I was hoping soon. Fell off an Ergon helping out. Dion goes back, another break. Which is being done. He might just stick out here, and he will indeed. 2 for nothing, because Bio survived throughout all of this. Until maybe now so bad he had this black hole, but he did not press it in time. He's going for it. Afraid? They could have gotten that kill.
I think Sobat was baiting for GPK to come back in. So he doesn't actually have the damage. But yeah, that's a big blow for the momentum of Vega Squadron again. They are really a bit trigger happy here and there, aren't they?
That was so weird. There was a 5-man rotation into Pyro's smallest alone, but he was completely alone. He did get the frost shield, just enough survivability for him to survive, get a good chrono out. Chain was bouncing, Ergon was also close enough to provide the follow-up. They managed to isolate, slow down the M enough, again, to keep him inside their break, to help bring him down. So again, a bit of a slip up top, but afterwards another good situation where they found the right type of gameplay. But GPK still has that Aegis. Vega Squadron, don't want to waste a lot of time. Get right back in front. Chrono, no Chain Frost to worry about for the moment. Another booster.
Yeah, this is the way to play it for Vega. They know the ultimates are down, they can get the objective now, even though they got handed another loss. And in the end, this is a little bit how you got to play against overwhelming teamfight regardless. You're probably going to lose some heroes no matter what you do. Either you bait the spells out with fewer heroes, means that those fewer heroes still get caught, or you have to take the full-on team fight and hope that the important ones survive it. You're never not going to bleed a little bit at the edges. And then of course you get to press your advantage, or at least the fact that those spells are down during the cooldowns.
Tier 2 off of that, and they're just trying to take over the Radiant jungle as much as limiting the amount of places for Pavaga.
Pavaga still got this ward down though that they placed during the fight where Ergon, or Pioneer got caught. So they are not blind. The only thing Pavaga is lacking right now is their own vision in the dire jungle. They don't have the top tower down yet, and they have no good way of getting it.
Hey, remnanting in there. Nation.
Yeah, I really like these strong, invasive heroes just playing forward, seeing how much information they can grab. And you know, all the farm that you get on the enemy side of the map is farm denied to them as well. And it's space for the heroes behind you to farm up your own jungle when you are at less risk. I get a bit irritated with people who play something like a Storm Spirit or an Ember and just take the safe farm in their own jungle. I'm like, you know, dude, you can take the more dangerous farm further away.
Swap in. Pio, a bit of trouble perhaps again. Doesn't have time walk, tries to get to the low ground, and he does indeed. So bad. Now, well, there's still a bunch of people around him. Looks like Pavaga just gave him up for dead. Will be the right decision there.
That's a bit of a slip up.
We're quite all in position. At least they don't feed any extra heroes. It does mean though that this top lane is going to be pushed in. Vega probably be able to shot this kid.
And Vega are also going to get 3 runes again from this. So Jara did snipe the last one. Oh, Misha's on his trail.
Radiant's just fortified.
Sure, it wouldn't
And
have
over
played
here,
that.
Radiant's top tower.
Sven has the advantage with the...
That's quite the slap fight, CM versus Venge. I mean, Venge is a stat card, but CM has a ton of nukes.
It comes down to whether going down Keeper inside the ultimate with Venge already having used her cancel.
Yeah, she has 3 of those though. So I bet Venge.
Well, I never know. Yeah, they walked away from each other in that. The gentleman's agreement.
Weaklings.
Let's try to put a positive spin on it. But hey, the game goes on. Vegas
I want blood, okay? And they're not giving me any right now. The age is timed out as well.
I'm sure there will be blood in this game. Done with the bloodshed just yet. But yeah, for now, Vega Squadron, they built the lead. They used the Aegis for that while the other tier towers are down. The Radiance. But we've seen these type of games before from Pavaga, haven't we? Where the game kind of goes long, they still get all the items, and then you just still find ways to win the team.
Yeah, and they really draft for those team fights as well. I think this is about the 6th draft we see from them with just overwhelming... Well, I still like to call them Venn diagrams, because the truth is there's going to be a couple of circles on the ground, and they're all gonna hurt. And especially if you're in a spot where the circles overlap, you are dead, son.
Void and the CM. Quickly lines from the Lich.
Lich is an abstract artist, okay? He's had a lot of time to think. I don't know his lore exactly. Was he like tossed in a lake or something? Because he has a weight on his feet, right? Yeah, his feet are tied up.
I mean, the game is kind of slow a little bit. We can look it up.
Where is Slacks when you need him? Like the only time where you'd want actually to have Slacks.
Wow.
Sorry, Jake. I love you. Sorry, travel buddy.
In life, the Frost Mage Ethereal had used the threat of destructive ice to enslave entire kingdoms. His subjects, aided by a few desperate magicians, eventually grew bold enough to ambush him, armed with enough charmed rope to bind him forever. They tied the Frost Mage to adamant weights and dropped him in a pool, known chiefly for being bottomless. It wasn't enough. He only fell for a year or so before an outcrop snagged him. Oh, okay. Still a bit of a deep pool.
That is lengthy. That's a lot of time to be drifting there.
Think of all the Dota games he played. Sinking.
But would that really have been a better use of his time is my question.
Well,
aren't we all
probably
tied
not.
up, drifting in a lake?
Some people. I mean, he was an evil ruler. He probably likes to punch. Might be some similar personality traits, you know.
I think there's a clash coming up here, GPK.
Might be some more quotation here, GPK running into them, but there's no quick initiation here, no way to actually do that, so...
Erdogan just sort of pokes him, turns around again.
Tiger on advantage, DM on one side. The downside of having so many, like having these big team fighty controlling spells like Chronosphere is that you don't necessarily want to use them on just a hero.
Yeah, and the other drawback for Pavaga here is that all of their lanes were pushed in, so they get forced out of their advantageous position by DM just pressing the base. There has been a DD sitting in front of the Roche pit for a while now, and I'm keeping an eye on that. Vega has been very close to checking that out a couple of times, but there we go, GPK, my man.
Pushing these lanes out, keep building the lead slowly but surely. Nice. Have an axe up in the meantime.
I really like this snap decision. The Enigma has a blink. He was already on his way to bot lane. And GPK goes for the rune, immediately TPs. Unfortunately, Pio has his spidey senses in order once again, so he gets out.
BKB, not enough money for it. And that axe on Viper, once he gets level 20, you get the extra DPS. Low cooldown, high DPS. Help them if these fights extend a little bit further.
Yeah, it also means that they're less reliant on the CM Frostbite to keep people in poison.
Brewmaster. Mid stage. Don't see most aggressive Vaga here. Pio bashing away in mid. Alright, he just got the BKB, but he gets it off and does most of the damage here. Chronosphere only gets eventual spirit though. Well, at least she can't swap anybody out, so that's a free kill. Now, Simon, on the cape, keeps him safe for the time being. His DM, his own BKB. They're kiting that around as best they can. Cattle pops his own ultimate, and now Knights, Viper struck up, swapped it to safety. Black hole catches too, but will be cancelled now. Viper, but now there's a bunch of people running, trying to bring it down. But where's the damage gonna come from? It's actually from Pavaga. Ergo running away with the frost shield. He'll still end up being brought down. GPK, his own BKB, flicking away. Castle turns into his normal form. It's now Pavaga. They've shot all of their ammunition. Now it's just a matter of time to survive. Simon realized only the end behind him, he can just keep on out of there, almost still died.
Really powerful buyback from Misha there. He gets to cancel all of those ultimates. And even though he was the first to fall in that fight, still in the end, make sure that Vega wins it.
Tier 1 still standing in mid. Even the ability to rejoin his fight very quickly now. Vega.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why you want that mid tower to be down at some point.
Be dead, the chainsaw one lich. Bit of trouble, he is going to be right click down, another, yeah, a couple random spells, but Misha might be a dieback here as a result. That's the downside of this, so he will fall as Loot could provide a few issues here, but also run down last year, Ergon with his own buyback. Rocking down, the energy PK not completely out of it yet either. Castle, range for another clap here. Well, Blink's going to be coming through in a moment. GPK does not have more remnants. So this is going to be, if they can get it, very important kill. Pyro needs a bash or two, but that slows from that ultimate coming through. It also increases the cancel range to range the chainsaw. Bring down, slowing down the void, so he doesn't have time to get the remnant off cooldown. Ooh, that could have been really good, but
sloppy from Vega.
Still lost a couple of heroes, especially with Roshan back up.
They dealt a big blow to the economy from Pavaga just because of all of those buybacks. I believe that there's 1, 2, yeah, that's 2 buybacks right there. One of them on Oregon, who did finish up his axe though, so it's not the worst of things. And actually, he's sitting on a lot of money, look at that. He's got enough money nearly to go straight into shields.
Bad at all. Slowed down long enough. Now Vega Squadron on that one again.
Pavaga has their ultimates. I'm not sure they can do this.
This is a lot more dangerous than last time they tried this. So that's why they only have the M inside the pit. Careful. High ground. Wait for an opportunity for Chronosphere. The last one wasn't too ideal. Find a good one? Well, you can do some damage at this point.
The big struggle here is about the mid wave. Vega has a lot more proxy push than Pavaga does. Like, Pavaga really has to put someone like Ergon all the way up to the side in order to push this out. Whereas Vega, they can do it with, for example, with the Ember Spirit, who doesn't really have to walk anywhere. He can just run into around. And then, of course, there's also the Eidolons from Sobat, which means that Vega can stay a lot more grouped, whereas Pavaga would have to spread out in order to cover both Roche and the mid lane. And as soon as they
too, look at GPK now.
And if they let the mid lane go, it means they can get flanked, so they can't do that. And in the end, the stalemate is broken by Pyro going for the solo attempt at it. Now he's on the bot lane. GPK marches straight back towards the rift.
Drops the ultimate here, gets rid of the Eidolons.
I'm not sure the rush was as low as they wanted it to be. And DM is not the guy you want to find.
Going in, the extra minus armor help here from the Vengeful Spirit, but DM joining in here. Break. Oh god, what the hell? Where's the damage gonna come from here? So bad, looking for BK, for Black Hole. Undercover that BKB, he doesn't really find one, but hey, fight's already won for Boy, TP in again. Alright, so bad, at least they've got a Black Hole. Actually catches two, Kirara with the cave. Goes for the ultimate now. Just as enough mana to find a way to cancel that one. Doesn't look like it now trolls here. Well, they'll cancel it. That's a bit of a bit annoying here. We'll find Omni Knight, but who else? Not really. Ergon is still super freaking low. Sitting inside the break is the M, so he'll take him with him. Is Ergon going to live? He actually lives. He can drop in another Nether Toxin here. They might get the M a second time. And without GPK, there's actually no damage. He's TPing out, and they have to fight that through. Jirara surviving throughout all of this. Somehow, Pavaga are able to turn this into a one-team fight. I am flabbergasted.
I think they forgot that even though they got that kill, that doesn't mean that his spells were down. And Pio had to walk all that way, but that gave Vega enough time to overextend up until that very tricky high ground, where Pavaga, by the way, had all of the vision they possibly could have wanted to really see who do they need to target, who is trying to run away, and yeah, big win for them there. Aegis, threat of the Aegis taken away, mid tower down. If I was them, I'd legit, yeah, try for this tower here. You can equalize right now.
Vega can either DM or GPK right now. There's no black hole to worry about.
It's very hard though. Normally if you go for base with a brew, you might want to use the primal split, but that's off cooldown, and also I don't think he can risk spending that because Vega will use that cooldown in order to do stuff with her own.
Top tower is under attack.
Poking a little bit, do a bit of damage here, make sure that Vega are not out on the map for a little while. Still gonna get the tier 1 top, they have a catapult waves, they could... I don't know, everyone's respawning, so probably not transferring to over to this money. Being in, Castle actually, go find him.
Mercedes, welcome. And not getting at tier 3 there is actually a pretty big blow for the comeback potential of Pavaga, just because Vega can now move in for the shrines. Bio?
Forced a BKB.
He doesn't have a buyback.
Still chasing him. There's another time walk though with a Glimmer Cave from Urara. To the side. Up to the high ground, not quite. He could turn around for the chrono and sounds like Urara with BKB of his own. And GPK, he's just straight effective. Doesn't find the guy that ripped him back in the middle of that. Sitting inside the break is now the bench. But DM, super freaking low. Pops the BKB, trying to run away. But Agon, he has another ultimate in a second. They can slow him down. They just have the range. There it is, and they do indeed. BKB not gonna last forever. DM is falling again. They do not have buyback. 900 gold missing on GPK. You can't just go to the bank for loan for this one.
Vega.
Also missing the money. And Vega, more like Pepega, right?
I'll forgive you for that one, because that was so unnecessary. I was going to talk about, hey, Pavaga can't take shrines now, and Vega totally can. Vega's just going to take some shrines, but they see Pio. And
chase him
GPK
all
just gets
the way.
overzealous. Maybe GPK can survive that on his own. He'd also be, like, you know, more careful if that happens. But instead he has a teammate with him, and the two of them sort of drag each other into this chronosphere and into their deaths.
Right now, more back to region last year in the front, so very hard to kill. Maybe, but maybe not.
No omniscience for you.
The cool thing with Star's resistance, it just accelerated damage from the Viper Strike at this point. So let's keep that in mind. He also has an Arcane Rune on him, but so bad.
So bad?
The black hole, but, well, he can get it off the BKB from Phase 1, but will technically some of the damage. Agon walking into that though, Pio, unable to undo some of that little time walk last year, and it's the tie back for him. Rex are not there just yet, and GPK and DM, they're both back. Chains the void here, no more PKB, he's forced to click, he forced to fight, but he couldn't. Simon also burning. And now it just turns around. Viper is gonna have buyback available again in 30. This is mid-Rex. Beat down.
And Vega just gets saved from their own mess up by Pavaga completely over.
Swap saving the Agon. BKB to protect him here, but Urara certainly does. Goes for the ultimate, but another black hole. He got a refresh orb. He's able to cancel that one, lock both of them down, and set up for a tieback here from Agon again. Forwards will be able to come back, but I don't think they care too much. Still 40 seconds on the clock for Pio.
And neither
They've just used the ultimates.
Yeah.
I think this game is over.
It is, yeah. And just, oh, Pavaga, you could have just equalized, you know? If you're behind, equalizing on shrines is a great thing. You can't be too hungry. You gotta measure yourself. And I think, like, in this entire game, I am just going to give the MVP award to So Bad. I don't think I've seen him make a single move where, you know, people are running in, killing themselves. He's not doing that. He's sitting on the back line waiting for his black hole like he's supposed to. He's been out farming basically all of his own cores as well by this point. Man's played a fantastic game, and he's really made sure that in the end Vega could not throw this game away. So points for me go to the Enigma. The rest of you get a big minus. Do it over. Forgets wants you to make this project again, because you can't hand it in like this.
No mention of shrines in your monthly project on your project. Yeah, that's just one thing. You're out of again with the ultimate shrine, slow them down, but GPK in the end they were sitting. Asian at this point of catapults out of mount, so GG 1.8 has to be called. Ancient will explode. They tried their best.
Yeah, GPK,
at some point in this game at least.
Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I mean, at least they had fun, right? I know they're going to have had fun during this game, and it was pretty funny to watch as well. A lot of
Just who will dire ban? What's Radiant's ban plan anyway?
Ben is already on top of it.
10 seconds.
Fuck. Well,
5 seconds.
I mean,
it's dire.
they did it to themselves.
Radiant's turn.
yeah.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Who will dire ban?
Oh hey, there was actually another counter.
10 seconds. What's Radiant's ban plan anyway?
So it was not Fishman.
It was Fishman LFT, but it's a different...
It was literally named Vega.Fishman, wasn't it?
10 seconds.
LFT.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
That's still not a normal name for someone Smurf to have. And all support
Yeah.
heroes, like, it's not GK's account.
Dire's turn to pick.
But at least they have plausible deniability now. It's not Fishman's
It's
main.
Radiant's turn to pick. Crystal Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds. It's Radiant's pick.
Rubik.
Seconds. 5 seconds. Dire should pick now.
Dazzle.
We are back 1-1 in this best of 3 series in the upper bracket of the playoffs for Loot.bet/Dota tournament. Bigger Squadron striking back. It was a bit of a clowny game. Clown Fiesta, some people would
It's
the
Dire.
end there for game number 2. But hey, we'll see what's going to happen in game
It's
3.
Radiant.
This time around, the Faces Void is banned. Maybe Vega will still take out Aegon's meat. There's a Crystal Maiden and the Brewmaster still being picked up by Pavaga. So I like that they're sticking to their guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Brewmaster is, I think, a bit of an overlooked pick recently. But unfortunately, last game it didn't actually get to do anything because, well, Bristleback is not a fun thing to lane against when you're a slow melee laner like that. And Vega going for something a bit different here than normal. Like, they really like opening with a Rubik plus something like an offlaner. They banned out the Centaur and the Omni-Knight themselves, but they might go for a Doom, for example, normally, or maybe pick up the Grimstroke instead for a very classic support duo. But instead, there is a Dazzle here. You don't see that hero very often.
Not at all, no.
It is a flex pick, though.
Yeah, it is. Could be core, could be maybe some fancy box strat, you know. That's a little with the old Necrobook. High tempo going with that. Basically just keep fighting all the time. Yeah, see a Brewmaster, that here it's kind of chained to his ultimate when it comes. Take them at a higher frequency, you should be in a good spot.
Yeah, and it's definitely the kind of pick that answers not just, you know, what Pavaga has on the board right now, but it answers their style. You know that Pavaga are going to be playing this heavy teamfight lineup with a lot of these big spells where they can make you loath to push again. But a Dazzle is good in two ways, in that he makes a high tempo for yourself possible, as well as that he makes it possible for his teammates to survive these big ults and come out on top, or at least with less losses in those team fights where they're at a disadvantage.
Alchemist back.
Yeah, that's a Vega favorite. It might also indicate that Pavaga is looking to pick up the Wraith King.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I can see that.
Have you ever seen skeletons die to acid spray?
Oh no!
Oh yes!
Oh no!
Oh my yes!
Oh no!
Yeah,
and they die twice, right? So they give money twice?
Yep.
Yep.
It's awful, and they don't really walk out of it by themselves.
Yeah. Pretty dumb, aren't they?
It's Radiant's turn to pick.
So it's
Dire's turn to
it's possibly a signal ban, and there is that Doom that I was talking about earlier. Very classic Vega pickup. Also just good in combination with a Dazzle no matter what, because Doom is already hard to kill. And a Dazzle on top of that, there's a lot of sustained damage.
Any way the Pavaga could fit a still into the line?
10 seconds.
Grave.
No, and I also think that it's a bit of a knee-jerk reaction, mostly like, you know, with Phoenix, people immediately start picking attack speed all over the place to deal with the egg, but the hero is more than the egg, and Dazzle is more than the Shallow Grave. One of the answers that you need to have here is, are my lanes going to be okay against this? And in the case of a Brewmaster, slow, melee strength hero, definitely not. So you're going to have to adjust your other lane picks to this. And secondly, yeah, if you over-focus on Shallow Grave here, you're missing out on all the things that I talked about previously. And you'd have to shove the Brewmaster to support? I don't think so.
To well, deal with it, you know.
Yep.
We're gonna be able to find ways to, hopefully, for Pavaga, they'll still be able to find ways to use the middle of a team fight. I mean, it's one way to deal with it is just ignore him, you know, lift him up into the air, focus on the rest. If Dazzle is caught in the middle of a fight all by himself, obviously, going to live all too long. Sometimes shenanigans TP out.
10 seconds.
Cover of the Shallow Grave, but Bane now, you're adding more ways.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and ideally you just make the Dazzle pop his Shallow Grave on himself.
Alright. NCM and Brewmaster, so it's a pretty good toolkit to have, both on your offline. What Pavaga is missing now is hitters. A lot of their go-tos haven't been out yet. Pyre also doesn't just like the Faceless Void, but also the Slark taken out in the second basis. Now Vega. That one's getting themselves. Ha!
Well, that's also a reason for an Elk ban, I'd say.
Yes, indeed.
And we know that Urgon is the kind of player who would really know his way around with this particularly irritating hero. He's a very irritating guy in general, isn't he? It's his entire pool.
5 seconds.
As a player, yeah, absolutely. As a person, I don't know.
I don't know him either. I have no idea. Maybe he always brings his grandma cookies on Sunday. You don't know.
Teammates even.
That's
nice, maybe as a way of apology, because you know, maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable for the teammates to say, "Oh yeah, we have this mid player. He's he likes playing Brute Mother and Meepo and stuff. You like
Lone druid.
Yeah, you start getting quieter and quieter while you say that because you hope that the others won't
Huskar.
understand, but don't also ask because they don't want to dive in. You know, it's one of these things.
Ursa ban here last, which is another target to the bio hero pool. Now that they have so many other heroes already taken out.
But they're gonna.
I'm not sure either. This is a very classic Vega draft in that they're probably looking at a Wraith King
5 seconds.
aggro try even with the Doom solo safe lane. And they are going to get the counter pick on the mid matchup no matter what. So
It's Dire's turn to pick.
yeah, it's going to have to be a strong laner for sure. I'm thinking about a troll, possibly.
I wouldn't hate that. Hero that can go into the Diffusal Blade build. Phantom Lancer could also come to mind.
That is. He profits from the same thing that Broodmother profits from, which is that Vega can't really clear in an AoE all too well right now.
5 seconds.
And they're gonna have to. They have one pick to try and find a way to deal with the Broodmother, which not gonna be too easy. Eventually, Wraith King though he can go for this Radiance Mjolnir build to help out some.
But it's not ideal. And I do like the idea of doubling down on the illusions because it means that Vega is going to have one pick to counter, but there's going to be two clear heroes to deal with. And it's the troll. They're going for the lane security instead, which is fine as well.
Yeah. It's also a hero that doesn't necessarily struggle too much against what Vega squad. This. How much kiting is there really? How much ability for them to stop the troll from right-clicking when he has his ultimate out, even if you do
10
more after
seconds.
what Wraith King's done? Well, it might not have mana for that because troll
5 seconds.
could very easily go for the diffusal build in this game.
Yeah, and the
Broodmother,
Broodmother
similar.
as well. Yeah.
Then Rubik Lift, whatever spell he steals from maybe. There's a few ways, but it's not always going to be reliable. So troll. And yeah, of course, when he gets a BKB, then very, very tough. Farm Troll could certainly the game and really well alongside the Brood.
And this is a very good example, I think, of a good first pick draft in that you're providing two very different problems that the enemy has to answer with one pick.
Choose your hero.
And, well, would you look at that? That's a GPK Mars. That is...
How did that hero make it through the banning phases?
I mean,
Last pick.
all of the offlaners were picked pretty early already. So, yeah. And this is a hero that can definitely stand up to a troll warlord. He doesn't care too much if you're hitting him from the front. And Broodmother is going to hate her lane. Mars, of course, with his shield bash being one of the heroes that's best at clearing creep waves in the game. It's pretty much the same as a Tide Hunter, except that this guy also skills as a right clicker,
5
which is
seconds.
something that they can really use. I like that pick. I like it a lot, though of course I have no idea if GPK, talented as he is actually an experienced Mars player.
Yeah, it's certainly a hero that you need to be comfortable on. Yeah, you need to have a certain number of games. Sure that you can reliably hit these spears. You know the right places on the map. You can just quick about it within the arena. Because if you don't actually, like I've seen Masters also even pin somebody with a spear when they're surrounded by the arena, but they pin him to a tower or tree inside the arena. So don't actually get that extra damage from. So there's a lot of things where this hero can be very powerful, but if you don't use the spells correctly every time, he just feels so much less so. Gives more opportunities for Pavaga to then...
Yeah, it's interesting to me to see actually that Pavaga does not have the overwhelming team fight this game. Like, they have more team fight than Vega Squadron for sure, with the Brewmaster and the Crystal Maiden. But that's about it. So they might in a full lineup kind of way be a little bit out of their comfort zone. Whereas for Vega Squadron, this is pretty classic. They have their good old Wraith King, their Rubik, Doom Offlane,
You lost.
and then the only wild card is this GPK Mars. He's got a bronze medal, he has played it.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
One
he's
level
played
2
it.
though, so... You're not one of the go-tos, not on this account. Who knows? Alright. Pause again, just to make sure that everyone is ready to go. Is their business on the toilet or something?
Yeah, that happens a lot. Or someone was still out smoking. That sort of thing. Everyone's got their shoelaces tied, their backpacks on, you know, ready to step out the door.
It's a new morning, a new day, a new game. Game number 3 in this best of 3 series. So the winner of this one will secure themselves at least $2,500 US.
I'll help
Well,
my
it's
weekend
because
kitty
it's a
have
guaranteed
ass where
third
I can.
place. Of course, even if you lose everything here, you're not walking away empty-handed. Performance on group stage means that fourth place still gets 1,250 US. Which, it's not nearly as much as, of course, as the higher levels placings, but it's not too bad either.
And if you lose here, you only drop down to the lower bracket, correct?
Oh yeah, you drop down to the lower bracket, so you start to make it all the way. Fly the Moon or Hippomaniacs, that'll be our next series here. This one has been going on for quite a while, actually. We're 3 hours in. So of course, the next one will be delayed a little bit. Scheduled to start right now. Of course, we're gonna wait.
Well, we could get like the drafts of the other game in while while we're waiting.
Paused? Yeah, sure, why not?
Efficiency, right? We're here anyway.
Sure, that's the best idea. To draft and then you have full game, like God knows how many minutes. Theory craft through the entire game.
Yeah, it's not acceptable. And Misha has some commentary on what's going on.
I'm glad he's happy. Last year also agrees.
So
There's no Discord in this team.
I want to judge some cosmetics here. Let's see who is.
Any void pants situations?
I don't think so. Like, Sobad's Rubik is a bit interesting. He's gone for the more like clowny route, which is, I mean, most people try to make their Rubik look cool, whereas inherently he is a bit of a silly hero, isn't he? So, you know.
Oh yeah, the guy's a freaking madman. Said does fit with his person. Sure.
There we go. So bad. Clowns around a bit more.
My thanks will come later, when you least expect it.
Alright, GLHF is called. We'll see. Will this Brood Mother work? Plenty of mangoes to start with. Par for the course. Same for the Crystal Maiden. 6 Mango Gaming. Happy to Rara subscribing to Fruits Newsletter Monthly. He knows the benefits of a lot of mangoes in lane.
Keeps the doctor away, I think, at the very least. Lots of vitamins.
Yeah, I mean, there is no witch doctor in this game, so he's right.
I gambled.
His dad was a bit of a doctor too, isn't he? Priest.
So, yeah, that's depending on the culture, that's a very different job.
30
Here,
seconds to
Western Christianity, doctors and priests, definitely not, but you don't know where Dazzle comes from.
Just look at the, for example, the old Celts over. There's the Druids. They would be teachers. They would be judges, priests, and healers.
Judges, too. That sounds like a pretty sick job. I wonder if they would have let a woman do that, because I'd want to do that, but then I thought,
Probably not. Back in the
Now
old
the battle
days.
begins.
But
Dex has been waiting all day.
I would have been a witch. I would have made a pretty good witch, I think.
you said it.
Maybe I already make a pretty good witch. You don't know me. Anyway, I am very curious to see this matchup go down because Ergon got counterpicked super hard. And
He did, yeah. I mean, can't keep the spiders alive. He's gonna. I mean, sometimes what you do as group mother then is to just kind of make some spiders, have them hide inside the trees, and then later.
yeah, what I want to see him do is the Goikva method. I believe I mentioned that before, where he used the spiders to already stack up in the jungle for you so that you've got your comeback basically planned.
Yep. The
'Cause
ideal way.
otherwise, he's going to suffer mightily from just being behind after this lane. It doesn't matter, even if he doesn't feed the spiders, it just means that he's not using his toolkit in order to go toe-to-toe with GPK, who is very strong against melee laners.
That develops at the same time. We also have Trilane in the bottom. Dangerous here, potentially here for Pavaga. Lane goes a little bit further, but of course it is this combination against in the brew with the Crystal Nova. Decent amount of harassment up against multiple heroes, you know, whoever that, but they should have plenty of forces here to make sure that the all the creeps that he wants to do. And last hero, pretty tanky target up in the top. Simon, he's been clicking away at him for the entire game essentially, and he's still very, very healthy.
And he just gets to pop his Scorched Earth and ring around the rosy with Simon. Well, you said it.
What?
They have to be careful here, but it's not just Pavaga that has to be careful because DM just bit the dust.
I'm very confused right now with Simon. He's also able to kill the tomb. It's like they're trying to prove me wrong. Everything else. But hey, I did not expect DM to go down. I think he was picking up something on the side shot. And then took a little bit too much damage.
I mean, he probably got hit by another one of those combinations, which took half of his HP last time.
I guess that a bunch of creeps are also helping to hit in. A few of these things working together. Eventually it was a little bit too much for last hero. The extra kill, but he's right back in lane.
He's not going to be too happy though if Pio gets too far ahead of him, because as you see, a troll can harass a melee offlaner completely out of range. As you have to stay in range with him and trade, which is impossible because of the whirling axe's mischance, and then as soon as you walk away he switches to range form and you get a couple more slaps to boot.
He also hits you 3 or 4 times for every hit that you make on the Doom, so it's especially once the fervor gets going. We get a little bit more awkward for last hero.
Well,
though again 2 against 2, so you can just try to keep them.
yeah, and there's a bit of an interesting choice going on there, because Misha is definitely the better hero to harass, although he is getting harassed himself right now. So,
Mana.
if you want someone to bother the enemy lane, you'd want to put Misha on the front and Sobad to pull. But if you want to be able to go, then Sobad is the one that needs to be on the front lines, because he can actually disable people.
Down. He gets skill here. A couple of right clicks here, but with the stun over TM can't give up, so there's an extra south. A little bit. Misha, okay.
He's still got the kill because
That's
it
long
takes,
duration, I guess. Yeah.
I think 15 seconds now
I think
before
it's
you're completely. It might even be more now.
I
Yeah.
think it used to be maybe 15 or 20, and now it's like 30.
It really has to be a long time ago that you took the damage. And by the way, GPK went to find the spider army in the jungle and got a bunch of them, I believe. Look at that.
That explains his last account for sure. Yeah, there's another one. Oof. Well, Egon was happy about it. He's laughing.
I mean, he knows,
Sure, he should
right?
be. It's like, yeah.
It's not exactly a happy laugh, though, is it? It sounds a bit deranged.
more of a frustrated, like, alright, I could be very mad, but I could also just laugh it off. Same situation as Doom's in a pop, maybe. Just nightmare up so it couldn't take Cure. Brewmaster frees around him, potentially in a bit of danger here, especially with the lift back. Stick charge is not going to be enough to keep him safe here. That's more along the lines of what you would expect out of a tri-lane like this.
Yeah, much more efficient that way. I mean, they're getting what they came for, which is a good start for DM here. So even though he's not doing as well as Ergon, who's having the time of his life, they actually bullied last hero out of the lane now.
He is hunting again, look at that. Tracking him down.
Come and slap me, bro. Come and do it.
Look at this triangle as well, Simon. He has dedicated his life to just making last hero's life completely miserable. It's only him
Chased him
all
out
the way
again.
into the main jungle.
Even more vision. I mean, if they get the opportunity, and they would have to, this would have to see GPK rotate somewhere, but now as well, if they manage to get that mid tower down early, they get such good vision for Ergon to really take over the jungle on the Radiant side. It would be really beneficial for them if they could combine that, and he has actually been farming Radiant jungle with the spider.
Play again on the Brewmaster. It was full health to start with, but
Oh, he's all on his own.
it's very dead right now. Creep thing, you know, hitting that with Frostbite.
Simon drops his third ward just for good measure. Last hero sneaks back in. I wonder if Simon, yep, he's walking. He's going.
You don't get to be here. Get out of there.
This is not your jungle.
Dire
Get
don't
out.
look too scared of Radiant's top tower.
Last hero is just coming to leech some experience from these creeps hitting his tower.
And over here, Radiant's top
But
tower.
he's in there though.
I mean, that's level 4 Doom, level 7 Troll Warlord.
Dire just
Oh, did he show?
Now he does reveal himself. But you see the Scorched Earth. Last hero, life made up. Another TB inbow from the Mars GPK. And use that arena. Simon is in range. And Nightmare's on cooldown, so he's very dead, especially with Soban also.
Ergon is running for that mid tower. He didn't quite like leave the creep camp to immediately die, but he should know that this is his chance. He needs to get damage on this tower right here, right now. Oh, he's actually going in for the Ancients instead.
Oh, maybe going for so bad. 1 round, 2 rounds, and a nuke. Easy. And now he's spazzing out on that high ground.
Alright.
Bit of a dance, you know.
Interesting choice here, but nonetheless just capitalizing on this fantastic vision that they have in offlane jungle now.
Yeah, this vision is be helpful with creations. I mean, might not be able to take over the normal jungle. It's lead, but certainly side jungle is the next best thing.
Oh yeah,
last hero, because last hero, that's the way he wants to be, right? He wants to kind of jungle up safely there,
Tower is under
while also being able to just slow down his tower push. But he's been denied that.
Radiant's top tower.
Simon getting rid of the ward as well.
Oh,
So bad. What the hell?
I mean that
Yeah, it doesn't work. You can't cliff a brood mother. Now the nightmare over. Trying to TP out, and oof, that was very close.
Ergon popped the ultimate a little bit slowly there, I think. He might have wanted to keep that one. Top tower
Okay.
goes down.
Top tower is under attack.
At least he was able to use all of that. Rid of the tier 1 mid. Poor brood mother gets her.
Yeah, and he is rotating down on poor Kazel here, who really can't catch a break, can he?
Still no level 6 yet, so no way to defend himself here.
Good happening to Radiant's middle tower. Radiant
This is
just
sacrificial lamp though. At least the other lanes doing well enough. I mean, Aegon is of course unable to pressure the mouse, but he's still on top of the net worth chart. He's farming creeps on the Radiant side. Now this tier 1 down, GPK has little reason to stick around in this lane, so this tier 1 mid soon to follow.
I imagine so. I mean, they can put the Rubik on that tower, but it's very risky. We've seen him die twice already, giving his life to deward a little bit of that offlane jungle. But it's not actually been enough. Last hero is getting chased out again. He's very persistent going back there, but the truth is that there's nothing there for you, bro, unless GPK comes over. He's got Urgon. Oh, but he speared him down to the low ground.
Get spider. He did.
I don't think there were any spiders back there. I didn't see him, at least. I didn't see any big
must have had an army.
Exploding showers of gold. That's mostly why I think there weren't any spiders. And yeah, with Pyro having taken his own top tower, he can now actually rotate down to go bother DM at his. And Kazel has his level 6. This is a very important part for Brewmaster. Ultimate, but he can't get it off.
Yeah. About that. Still need to not be stunned.
That would be nice.
But hey, Troll Warlord is Eddie's farming, got his second Alacrity blade, I believe, on the courier, so he's getting close towards that. Refusal bait. Things could get a little bit awkward for Raven. He's already got his Midas, of course, so pretty decent thing to start with. The Gale, Midas, same for Aragon though, as he one up here. I mean, this is where Simon spending so much time trying to bully last year is kind of paying back a little bit, because he's still far away from his level 6. Once you have that, it's actually very easy to get individual kills like this, even on tanky heroes like them. Walk up, Fiend's Grip, Aragon clicking away for a good 5 seconds.
I gotta say though, I'm not sure if it's gonna be necessary. Do you see how many spiders Urgon has right now?
I wish I could bounding box and count. It is a lot. Hero has a stout shield and or there's a few fresh ones.
I think like he's probably going to get to survive and walk away, but it's gonna be close. There's a medallion on I don't know actually. That's a medallion. And I mean, Doom doesn't have much armor to start with.
Actually, oh, level 2 insatiable hunger actually.
Yeah, I think he did. PK can't be there in time. It's interesting to me to see how the balance on the map has shifted now. So Vega has not lost anything on their top lane yet. Oh, sorry, Pavaga. So they can just rotate their offlaner there and leave Kazel, who's had a pretty sad time, to catch up a little bit. Finish his phase boots, make sure that he can actually get that ultimate off next time he is joining a fight. And they've put their carry, who's had a very good lane, opposite the enemy carry now. Which leaves last hero pretty much in a vacuum. If they draw any troops from bot here to, let's say, TP the Rubik to the shrine or something like that, then there is a big chance that this bottom tower is gonna fall to everyone that Pavaga can bring in. And they've had plenty of time to discuss that, so let's see. I think they're gonna just let last hero die. He's got 3 levels in Devour, he's gonna be back in his game at some point.
Break time's over, Jax.
Oh,
To do some chat moderating, people just... What?
Urgon walked away.
Okay, he was scared. I think he was scared now.
And he sneakily grabs a bunch of damage on the mid tower there. Very nicely done.
Don't blink there yet on Aragon, so we can... no,
Radiant's getting
snipe these Aragon spiders very quickly. Instead he's almost finished up with the Desolator though, which quite strong.
His burst damage is going to be insane. Like a Bane or a Crystal Maiden is probably not even going to have time to react if that Mars ends up on top of him.
Alright.
So bad. Once again,
Look at Dire's
walking
tower
forward with
next.
these Fade Bolts, running Clarities
Scan.
in order to keep those waves pushed out. It's very nice to have a support who can do that and be relatively safe, like Rubik with his pretty high range on the Fade Bolt, so that the cores behind him can just peacefully farm the jungle.
Just little by little, you know, and this always forces someone to be around here.
Dire's
Like,
bottom tower is
every single second the GPK is spending in this general area just to keep the tower alive is time that he's not spending rotating on anybody else. Pio finished up the Fuel Blade, Castle, some room to breathe up top now.
He's got the phase now, going into the Vlads next to follow up on that Bassi that he's got. And once he's got a Bassi, or sorry, a Vlads, the Troll Warlord can actually look at taking Roshan, especially because Broodmother with her medallion always enables that.
They really don't like Castle, do they?
No, no. I mean, he's probably the easiest target right now. Just because he's had a pretty rough time of it.
middle tower has been denied.
That hurts. That was all the spiders. The tower still gets denied.
Dire's top tower
Still, he got what he came for.
If you're looking for
Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower,
The Radiant jungle is now pretty much open to Argon. And
Fuel Blade actually. Broodmother also went for one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
she's going into the Aghanim section. Yeah, she has enough damage, definitely. And there is, apart from the Mars, there's not a lot of damage on Vega yet. DM really wants to finish that Radiance first, and he's not there quite yet. And the Doom, he's catching up, but he's mostly a Doom and an Infernal Blade right now.
That is level 1, so limited effectiveness, but hey, max out Devour means that you will be able to catch up.
And for Vega, this is so hard. It's so hard to not let the game be warped by just the gravitational field of this Broodmother who's drawing all of the action towards her. She is always going to draw attention.
Maybe set up something here. That is spin to his side though, so not a lot of damage being done by GPK, apart from this W though, but Ergenslick gets right click away a little bit here with the Insatiable Lung, and now the Fiendscript is over, but they're scared of last hero. Fiendscript stolen from Rubik as well. Simon, with duration up, but GPK can heal up on the shrine, so Pavaga has to get the hell out. Not spinning, Fiora. TP out, and will be successful with that. Don't actually have any more TP cancels at the ready there in that situation.
That's a win for Pavaga, I'd say. Everyone, once again, gravitates towards the Broodmother, and Pio gets to buy another Mithril Hammer in peace.
Gotta watch out for the Rubik though now. Having that Fiendscript available could lead into a kill. In the right
that is
situation,
true.
but it's one of these things where it's like, it's a maybe, you know, it's not a guaranteed advantage. So right now, there it is, Fiendscript is there, no way to cancel the Airgun sound directly away. Alright, Def will cancel it, but not gonna happen for a second, he's just trying to TP out, but not gonna cancel out, but now 5 heroes all of a sudden around him! Airgun!
That's
With
not
his
as
eyes
effective.
open, Simon will also fall. Physical damage. And now Pavaga, they've lost this whole wider exchange.
I don't think that Kazel has gotten a single ultimate off yet.
Dire's top
No.
tower.
He got doomed in the previous fight. I think that's why they went on the aggressive again. Like, alright, we still have that ultimate, and the Doom is not up anymore. But they forgot about the stolen Fiendscript. You were so right about that.
No BKB either on Broodmother, so you gotta be very careful. You're actually still not impossible.
Yeah, and she's got to remember that her job is not to win the game solo right now. She's not a last pick Broodmother in a great game.
You know? Thinking about making a play on DM here, but a little bit scared. Did not see too many other heroes on the map just now. reveal themselves on top.
Dire's top tower has some great
Hazel is here. He'll get to kill the skeletons.
Top is dead. Pavaga not committing for the push dump. Bottom.
Jax thinks Radiant's
Alright, I would have liked to see Simon place the forward vision on the rock next to the tier 2 right now, but I guess that they're not actually going for it, and instead they're congregating towards mid where GPK and Sobat are getting intercepted.
Walking in, so bad. He is dying very, very fast. Castle finally gets an ultimate out here and lifting GPK up. They're just expecting someone else to come in, but in fact, Pio, he was left to his own devices. Down bottom. On by himself, so now they really need to find some way to keep this going. Radiance online on DM makes it a little bit tougher here, and does have the 6 to make that over. He's gonna come right back. Last year in the middle of the arena here, and right now for GTK, not gonna last for too long now. The pin to the side should finish the C-Bane dead, and the cancel from the Infernal Blade. Castle has to walk and out. Pavaga. Well, they got a buyback on Sobat, but that's about the only advantage that they have, and this might not even be over yet. Castle, a couple of body blocks from the illusions before they get zapped down. Looks like it's gonna be enough time, but they're having issues.
They see this pick-off moment in the mid lane, but the problem is that they're showing everyone while doing that, and Vega immediately goes for the much more valuable kill on the bot lane on Pio. And this is exactly when they wanted, because we've seen before Vega having a tough time when they don't get to fight on that Radiance timing, but DM had it up, and Pavaga just don't respect it enough to back off after they realize their troll is dead. Going for him again. His ult is down. Can it stop him?
Nope. I went a little bit too far away, only at the Nightmare, which is short range, slightly than it's good. Whew, it's I don't know if Pio was a little bit closer to his teammates there. He was walking with him towards mid. Fight would have been a lot cleaner.
It would have given away his positioning though. Simon getting caught out.
Reward here, but well, wrong place, wrong time, so he just stopped. So he gives the information for the rest of the team that this is a no-go zone right now. You don't want to be here.
I hope Pio's not greedy.
That would have been. Okay, still no blink, so
he is absolutely a force to be reckoned with though right now.
My thanks will come later.
On top of Sessa. Yeah.
Mature bottles. If he walks in, swings the spear around a little bit, all the grass will be cut down. By grass, I mean enemy.
So the next time for Pavaga is this double BKB that's coming up. They've got Ergon actually, instead of finishing the Aghanim, switching into the BKB. He's got the Ogre Axe in his inventory and he's got the rest of the ingredients queued up. And then of course Pio has his finish just about now. And I'd like them to really wait for that Broodmother to have it as well. Because in a 1 BKB situation, enemies can sometimes ignore. Oh no, they're going in.
Trying to at least. So bad. Still a prime target is relatively easy to kill compared to everyone else. It would always be a good start to any sort of thing. We also have to press bottom here. A couple of skeletons with the catapult. Snow's gonna die here. Maybe. Okay. No deny. Skeletons with this.
Broodmother's irritating, but who would have thought that good old Skeleton King, this in-your-face kinda smack you carry, could also become a split pusher a couple years later.
Yeah, the one button man running into something that's actually way more useful nowadays.
And he's just summoning all of his Skelly bros again. The boys are back in town, although Pio has a lot less issues dealing with that.
Dire's top tower has some Radiant-shaped problems.
I just want one of these. Great King and all the skeletons. Me and the boys pushing some lanes.
Dire's top tower
is...
Lines, but oh, Bisha. I wonder if I put this as well. Nice TPing out. Again, nothing to
Force
cancel it.
that. Last hero?
Both on
No,
top
he's
of each
fine.
other.
It's
Yeah, it was-
the boys is actually preferred nomenclature for Klingsalt. Just so you know, that's the boys.
Ah, okay.
This is inside complexity information, just so you know.
The secret of their test.
Thanks. Vega toe-to-toe with Mino.
Yeah, they're just men fighting. This is DD Rune, but Pyro has more right click. I don't know, they just walk away from each other here. As Silent, he's gonna fall very quickly here. Also, the stomp on all of these storm panels. Castle. He's gonna time out in a moment. Trying to keep the real Castle in between the 5 of them, and they will be able to do so. Double kill for last hero. I don't know, maybe it comes back to Pavaga not really having these same kind of heroes that they're really comfortable with. I mean, what is their team fight in this game? It's only the Brewmaster. So it's a little departure from the normal style that they like. Vega, they're just take advantage of that. He's just made it very low. They also caught up Control Warlock with a follow-up stun spear to the side of a freaking tier 4 tower. And Simon, he's not even gonna make it back to the fountain, is he? Oh no. It's, that's a statement right there. If you run around the Ancient to get a support kill, that is a statement.
This is a pretty compelling one too. But one of the things that I don't really like is that we've never seen Pavaga try and go for this Roshan. I know it's very hard into this Earth on Mars that can show up and isolate everyone in there, but I think they had opportunities to sneak it at the very least, and they have a lot of damage. I think I could have given him an avenue back into this game. But, well, they're gonna finish this BKB now. It's double time. Maybe they can get a good fight with this, especially
Something.
if they catch, say, the last hero.
Combines blinked out by DM. Should die very, very quickly, and he doesn't. The aggro pops BKB going to Misha, but he just TP's out. Unfight another nuke. And now again, Pio. He's just tanked it up with the Bulwark. GPK is not there. And now Pio out of tools. Another shot great to even hold on to level 3 reincarnation. Nightmare taking over. I mean, Misha just playing out of his mind right now as a support. It's another fight one. Jirara will also not live. Triple kill for DM. They have a few Skelly bros with them. Wants to kill for GPK. And it's a little bit too tough. Maybe in a perfect world, this kind of lineup can find a team fight. Pavaga. They're not quite there yet.
They really don't have the damage to take down all of these strength cores on Vega. And yeah, who needs to scale with right clicks if the enemy can't right click you down? At least they're gonna use DM here.
Oh, it's something, but only if they can kill it again. Only 40-second cooldown. Later, Vega just running around in circles for Warlock, taking quite a bit of damage. He knows what's working, but the BKB now the Phoenix Group over on the Doom, trying to make something happen, but the Crimson Guard keeping alive for so long. Castle rejoining in the Shallow Grave here at the last second. Last hero might still end up dropping here as Castle's hanging around, but they wasted so much time with that. The DKB is also going to time out, but DK doesn't have one available either. No mana, no nothing, until there's now got 3 mangoes fed. So he gets spells out the arena. You're out with another W, but Spear was a little too early, so no damage being done further. But hey, enough chaos to make sure that he can walk away. The end. The ultimate still already does have the talent, so no mana burn. Stop this one. They get him a second time, run the cave to make this a little bit more awkward. He just turns this around onto Simon. He'll take out to the Radiance Misha with a straight up TP without the Shallow Grave though, so hey. He ends up falling as well. Only the second death here on the side of Vega as they turn it around onto Aragon. This fight is still going. Why? Why is this fight still going?
I just have nothing to say.
Trying to run away. Aragon stunned up next to a tree. Pio somehow still in it.
Yeah, Pyro just walked over to the side and shrined, I think. In the middle of that, he
idea.
wanted to fight the Wraith King before, but he was getting burned down. And DM is back
Wraith
in.
King, he has another reincarnation. Might be able to kill again here, Agon with a bit of a nuke, but no proper right clicks.
He just had 4 misses because of the whirling axes.
They know. Ouch.
And that was only the second Fiend's Grip in the game that we saw the Bane have. And it didn't do anything.
Still twice as much as Rubik. Right. I'm not sure if it's a good thing.
Misha is just literally only Mango in his course.
Yeah.
That's all he does. And then he took his
I think Snowbat did the same thing, or might have been Misha there too, is the IO down to count 6 seconds of fight pack. Hey, stun up at the fun. I mean, this game is it's over. It's very much over, and they call it GG, well played. Game number 1 looks pretty damn good for them. Ultimately, Vega, they collected themselves. Too strong against Team 3.
Yeah, this is the kind of victory that I think